a few hours, you'll be holding Zeus's own ripped-out tendons in your claws while he begs for mercy. The king of the gods, the almighty lord of Olympus, crying like a kid who lost his lollipop. But hold on, that's just the appetizer. The main course involves you discovering that even being the most powerful monster that ever existed, capable of making the sky itself tremble in fear, you'll still manage to screw everything up in a spectacularly idiotic way. Today you woke up, but you are Typhon, the father of all monsters, the creature that made the Olympian gods literally run away, crying to another continent. Congratulations, you're basically the nightmare that nightmares have when they go to sleep. You open your eyes, all 100 of them. Each of your 100 dragon heads awakens in different sequences, creating a symphony of yawns that sounds like 100 simultaneous thunderclaps mixed with the roar of a volcano having an existential crisis. The smell coming from your mouths is a combination of sulfur, ashes, and something I can only describe as the morning breath of the apocalypse itself. You stand up and keep going up. Your main head pierces through the clouds while your feet are still planted on the ground. You're so tall that migrating birds occasionally crash into your waist, thinking it's a mountain. Your legs are two colossal serpents that coil and uncoil as you try to stretch. And I have to admit, there's something disturbingly hypnotic about watching river-sized snakes yawning. Your arms extend from horizon to horizon, literally. When you stretch both arms out, one hand is in the east and the other in the west. Fishermen on both sides of the Aegean Sea learn to pray when they see your shadow, not that it's going to help at all. Today is a special day. You woke up with a single thought reverberating in all your 100 heads simultaneously. Today, you're going to destroy Olympus. Today, you're going to make Zeus pay for imprisoning your Titan brothers in Tartarus. Today, you're going to show these spoiled gods what happens when Mother Earth decides she's had enough of Olympic bullshit. Gaia, your mother, appears beside you. She's literally the Earth, so technically she's everywhere at once, but she materializes a form to talk to you. She looks tired. Tired like only a primordial mother who's already seen her. Titan children defeated and imprisoned can look. She places a hand on what would be your ankle, since that's as high as she can reach without climbing you like a mountain, and says, "Today is the day. Today, you're going to avenge the family." You roar in response. All 100 heads roar. The sound is so loud that somewhere in Greece, a shepherd simply faints thinking the world is ending. Technically, for him, it is. You start walking toward Mount Olympus. Each of your steps is an earthquake. Each of your breaths is a hurricane. You don't walk through the world, you happen to the world. Entire cities feel your approach before they see you, because the ground starts shaking and the sky darkens with the shadow of your wings. Oh, didn't I mention the wings? You have wings. Wings so huge that when you spread them, they block out the sun like an instant eclipse. Wings that beat and create storms that last for weeks. Humans see you approaching and do what humans do best. They panic, absolutely. Some run, some pray, some simply freeze, their brains unable to process the existence of something so absurdly terrifying. An old farmer looks at you, looks at his olive grove, looks back at you, and decides today is a good day to permanently retire from farming and become a hermit in a cave far away from here. I would have felt a little bit of pity in your place, but you're not me. You're Typhon, and pity isn't in your 100-headed vocabulary. You reach the vicinity of Olympus around noon. The sacred mountain of the gods rises before you, shining with that characteristic divine arrogance. Marble and gold palaces at the top, clouds conveniently positioned to hide the ostentation from the mortals below. You look up, and all your 100 mouths smile. It's a smile that contains more teeth than some galaxies have stars. And then you roar, not just any roar. A roar of declaration of war. A roar that climbs the Waidub mountain like a wave of pure sonic terror and hits the golden gates of Olympus like a tsunami hitting a sandcastle. Up there, the gods hear. And here's where it gets interesting. Store this information because it's going to be important. The gods of Olympus, the most powerful beings in Greek creation, the supreme rulers of the universe, the immortals who demand sacrifices and worship, panic. Zeus tries to organize a defense. He really tries. But when he looks outside the palace and sees you, he sees 100 dragon heads spitting fire, arms that reach the horizon, serpent legs the size of rivers, wings that block the entire sky. He sees his worst nightmares having nightmares, and the other gods see the same thing. Ares, the god of war, the one who supposedly loves battles, the one who's always talking about honor and combat, looks at you and suddenly remembers he has an urgent appointment. Very urgent. On the other side of the world, right now, Apollo, the god of the sun and reason, does a quick calculation in his divine head. 100 dragon heads, infinite fire. Mountain-sized. No thank you. He mumbles something about needing to check the sun, seems like it's malfunctioning today, and disappears. Aphrodite doesn't even try to make an excuse. She just screams and runs. Hera looks at Zeus with that expression of a wife who's absolutely furious, but also absolutely terrified, and follows the others. One by one, the gods of Olympus do something that I need you to pay close attention to, because this is going to be important for the future. They flee. They don't strategically retreat. They don't tactically reposition. They flee, run, scatter like cockroaches when someone turns on the light. And where do they flee to? To Egypt. That's right, the powerful Greek gods, the lords of Olympus, the immortals who govern humanity's fate, run away to Egypt. And it gets better. To hide from you, they transform into animals. Ares becomes a boar, Apollo becomes a raven, Hera becomes a cow, Artemis becomes a cat, Aphrodite becomes a fish, Hermes becomes an ibis. One by one, the Olympian gods arrive in Egypt disguised as animals, trembling with fear, hiding from the monster you are. I need to pause here to appreciate the irony. The Egyptians are going to look at these refugee god animals and think they're local deities. They're going to start worshiping them. They're going to build temples. They're going to create an entire pantheon. This story about the Egyptian gods, by the way, is something I'm going to explore very soon. There's too much happening in those Nile sands to let it pass, but that's for later, when I tell you what these runaway gods got up to in Egypt. For now, let's get back to you. I have to give the old bearded guy that credit. He stayed. Maybe out of pride. Maybe out of responsibility. Maybe because Hera would make his eternity hell if he ran away too. Whatever the reason, Zeus is there, holding his thunderbolts, facing you with all the divine authority he can muster. The battle begins. Zeus throws a lightning bolt, the most powerful bolt in his arsenal, the kind of bolt that destroys mountains and evaporates oceans. The bolt hits you in the chest and tickles. Well, not exactly tickles, it hurts a little, but compared to what you can do, it's like being attacked by a particularly determined mosquito. You retaliate. 100 heads spit fire simultaneously, not normal fire. Fire that burns even stone, fire that melts divine metal, fire that makes the very concept of temperature scream in fear. Zeus shields himself, but you see something in his eyes he's probably never felt before. Doubt. The fight continues for hours. Zeus throws lightning, you spit fire. Zeus flies. You reach him with your infinite arms. Zeus tries to electrocute you. Your scales absorb the energy. Gradually, inevitably, you're winning. The king of the gods is tiring. You're not. And then comes the moment you'll savor for all eternity no matter what happens next. You manage to grab Zeus. Your dragon claws close around the king of the gods like a trap closing around a very arrogant mouse. He struggles, but you're stronger, much stronger. With a precision that surprises even yourself, you rip out Zeus's tendons, the tendons that connect his divine limbs, the tendons that allow him to move, the tendons that basically make him functional. You tear them out like someone peeling a fruit and store them in a leather pouch. Zeus falls to the ground, immobile, defeated, humiliated. I have to admit, this is an impressive moment. The almighty Lord of Olympus, reduced to a pile of divine flesh incapable of moving, his tendons in your claws like war trophies. You won. You actually won. And this is where you make the mistake. Instead of finishing the job, instead of destroying Zeus once and for all, you decide to store the tendons in a cave, the Carishian cave to be specific, and you leave a dragon guarding them. Delphine, a loyal creature you completely trust. You think you're being smart, keeping your trophy in a safe place while you go destroy the rest of Olympus at your leisure. I would have simply destroyed the tendons in your place, or eaten them, or thrown them into the depths of Tartarus. Anything but leave them in a cave guarded by a single creature while you go for a stroll. But you're Typhon. You're made of raw power, not strategic planning. And this decision is going to cost you everything, while you're busy destroying empty temples on Olympus, feeling like the boss, Hermes and Pan, show up at the cave. Apparently not all the gods fled to Egypt, some stayed hidden closer. They distract Delphine, I won't go into details about how, because this is a family-friendly channel, and steal the tendons back. Zeus recovers his tendons, Zeus recovers his power, Zeus recovers his fury. You're at the top of Mount Olympus, appreciating the destruction, when you feel something strange. The air changes. The sky darkens in a different way, not from your wings, but from storm clouds forming. You look up and see Zeus, complete Zeus, functional Zeus, absolutely furious Zeus. The second battle is different. Zeus isn't trying to defeat you anymore, he's trying to annihilate you. Lightning bolts fall on you like rain, each one stronger than the last. You fight back, of course you do. You're Typhon. You don't know surrender. But now, Zeus has allies. Athena's back. Hephaestus is back. Even Ares is back, the coward, now that the tide has turned. The battle drags, on through the afternoon and into the night. You both destroy entire landscapes. Mountains become craters. Rivers evaporate. The Mediterranean gains some new islands made of lava and destruction. But gradually, you realize you're losing. Not from lack of power, you're still the strongest. But there are many of them, and you're only one. The final blow comes at dawn the next day. Zeus, gathering all the power he has, lifts an entire mountain and hurls it at you. Not just any mountain, Mount Etna. The entire mountain flies through the air and falls on top of you with the weight of all Olympic fury. You don't die. You can't die. Not really. But you get trapped, imprisoned under an entire mountain, unable to move, unable to escape. Your 100 heads roar in frustration, and that roar becomes the sound of volcanic eruptions. Your rage becomes lava. Your tears of hatred become earthquakes. The day ends with you under a mountain, defeated not because you were weak, but because you were stupid. You had Zeus in your hand, literally without his tendons, and let him slip away. You almost conquered Olympus, almost avenged the Titans, almost changed the order of the universe, and lost everything because of a poorly guarded cave. But the most ironic part? The gods will never admit how scared they were of you. The stories will tell of Zeus's glorious victory, not about how Ares ran away crying, or how Aphrodite hid disguised as a fish. History is written by the victors, and the victors are very good at forgetting the embarrassing parts. And speaking of stories others won't tell you, if you want to see more content like this, including things that don't come out here on the channel, check out the membership area. At the Pantheon Immortal level, you get access to exclusive videos and shorts. And if you can't right now, no problem at all. Just liking and leaving a comment already helps a ton to bring more stories like Typhon's to the channel. You close your eyes, all 100 heads close your eyes. Under Mount Etna, you'll sleep a sleep of ages, dreaming of revenge, making Sicily tremble with your nightmares. And I end your story with a reflection. You were the only being who ever made the gods of Olympus literally flee in fear. The only one who ripped out Zeus's tendons. The only one who came so close to toppling Olympus. You lost, yes, but no one will ever forget the day Typhon made the gods run to Egypt dressed as animals. Tomorrow, under the mountain, you'll wake up with the same rage. And who knows, maybe one day you'll manage to get out. Sweet nightmares, father of monsters.